Well, hello. My name is Luciano Arruda, and I'm a director of globalization programs at IRVA. I help to promote the CSI program, which is the Community of Special Interest. And today we're going to be talking to Marcus Boldt. He is a CSI leader for Austria, and it's going to be a pleasure to talk about the work he has done and to learn about his journey on remote viewing. So this is a special meeting for us so that we can know Marcus better. So as a brief introduction, Marcus Boldt is an IT consultant and an accomplished remote viewing specialist with extensive experience spanning several decades. In 1996, he was one of the pioneers who introduced remote viewing to Germany. His call for remote viewing began in the 1980s, fueled by a documentary about PSI TECH and Ed Dame's commentary on remote viewing, espionage from the desk. At the ID Publishing, he worked as a journalist and editor for Transition 3000 and wrote numerous articles on perception and consciousness research. The goal of Transition 3000 was to capture the zeitgeist and public behavior related to fringe science and to develop methods for authentic discovery and application of information. After completing his training with technical remote viewing in 1997, Marcus joined the Institute for Brain Research, Science and Future Research. There, he served as a scientific advisor and co-editor of the first ISFR news and played a crucial role in the research and the dissemination of TRV. Welcome, Marcus, to our conversation. It's a pleasure to have you talk to me today. Um, can you tell us a little more about yourself and your early days, as an introduction?
Yes, of course, no problem. But at first, I want to say hi, Luciano. Thanks very much. It's a pleasure for me to get in this situation to explain something for interest, and for me, it's a big pleasure.
Well, we're
Okay,
lucky. We're lucky to have you on the call today. Thank you.
okay. Um, where we begin? The beginning is us. We're a child with 6 years old, so 6 or 7 years old. I'm always very fascinated about the living on the rule on the earth that becomes humanity. The fascinating things about the consciousness and the existence on earth. Yeah, this was the thing at my childhood, very fascinating for me. And over the years, I go deeper and deeper into this special interest for what is perception, how it works, which part from the perception is apart from the normal life in humans, and which is the part for special experiences I have made as a child. So fascinating phenomena from the perception. I want to understand the role I played here on Earth, because what's going on with things with unbelievable, yeah, unbelievable adventures with the perception. And then,
That's a good way to start with curiosity, right?
yeah, there are so many things I don't understand in my head as a child, and I think so. Okay, there must be a way to describe the live on Earth, the life and the live. Yeah, and on my way to study some things, because I've read so many books about scientists, physics, and other things. There comes a point I found out that the classical way to study the nature science or special science, quantum mechanics or physics, don't be able to describe the deep perception and the rule from the human on the earth. And so my life starts to be it's not believable that we have nothing to fix the problem. What we know about perception, why is this so and the other things so? And the classical nature scientists, they don't have any possibility to explain the whole things behind. They can only describe something, but not really understand or go behind the scene, I think in Germany. So on go behind to the scenes and work with the other parts from the perception, this was looks like an energy point in my existence that glows, and with the years it becomes immer bigger and lighter and bigger and lighter. So I search a special way to go behind the scene, yeah. And the first experience I had in the 1980 years, I saw this documentation you told about Ed Dames and PSI TECH, and I was very fascinated because they have a scientific structure and they have a whole scientific protocol on there, with stages. You can describe things you do not see and do not have in touch because remote viewing is a special name, and some things are so far remote you cannot see and you cannot know, and but you can get information about these.
Interesting.
So, and up from this point, I'm completely flashed. Yeah. Um, in this situation, this time we talk about, I have here in German we say Gänsehaut. Yeah, the hair's coming up, and
Goosebumps.
it's a feeling like jumping out of the plane with Fallschirmspringen. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's
So it was
always.
exhilarating. It was a turning point. Sounds like it was a major wake-up call in your life then.
Yeah. Wake up call is the nice and the only right spelling for that. Yeah, this was a major point, and up to these years, I'm so fixed and so fascinated. And but the problem part is the books I read about existence, so many scripts and so many studies always come on the same point, because when you have written 10 books about this or 50 book about this, you have the experiences. It's always the same
I
in a
see.
repeated version, yeah. But there is no potential to go outside, to break the wall, yeah. To go in a position, you have the look from the top,
I see.
or not from the island looking or island thinking. Yeah? We must leave the normal way thinking. And then in the years 1995, I learned people named Tom Tankiewicz. You have some experiences with Tom Tankiewicz. He became one of my best friend, and we both together we have the special idea to make a project. Yeah, before we had the ID publishing house, where we published some interesting things about border science or special things that I highly interest, information, but not normal for normal people. Yeah, because the
Uh,
normal people say to us, okay, you're the craziest guy and you're feeling in your. Yeah. On this information we produced, yeah, we had the problem. We are not sure about this information to be serious. Okay. So we had the idea in the head, okay, maybe there is a possibility or a technique to equal these informations and checked in what kind of state of the mind maybe
mhm.
these information are correct, or this information are rubbed from other people about the world, and we all made the Twitter effect, yeah.
I see.
Okay, you see. And then comes the time we meet on a big event called Dialogue with the Universe. They have some very interested guests on the list as speaker and as experiences maker. So, and on this event, I meet some very special people, and Tom and I, we were then on this event on presentation from Ed.
I see.
And Ed gave the presentation, a small presentation, but it's mind-blowing.
Powerful.
Okay.
Okay.
So we were on this presentation from Ed Dames, and he introduced us about the technique named technical remote viewing, TRV, and he told us the most mind-blowing thing I hear ever before was the concept from the archetypes. And he brings the archetypes, the 10 original from Ed Dames, with a beamer on the screen, and make a pause in speaking so we can analyze what's going on. And the most blowing for me sentence from Ed were the following: we found out you need even 10 archetypes to describe all you know from the whole universe.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah? So when you ask by yourself, what is a drinking cup, maybe, yeah? The first is this liquid, or is this energy, or is this structure man-made? Yeah. And then it's a structure. The cup is a structure. So, and then we have something else with movement, and we have energy, and we have land and water, and everything you want to describe. You need a special combination from these archetypes to have an idea of the concept configuration from the scenes and the things in the scenes.
I see. So was this your first exposure to remote viewing then, or to this concept of, explaining something that is, at a distance?
This was the first live exploration for me. I have read something about remote viewing, and I get the point, and I love the concept because from this point I saw the documentation in the TV in the 80s. My search began to run. Yeah?
I see.
And I'm very involved to read all the fascinating books about brain research and perception and esoteric psi phenomenon, and things be possible or maybe possible when, also special special things, they move your inner core, and things have the quality to move your energy, equal to the life energy from the Asian people, going things that you move your energy, or outside going things on you that move your energy. So these both parts, the one part is internal and the other part is external. And that's the point I had before we were on the meeting. And to see at Dame's live, hear his voice explaining the archetypes, this was so funny, mind-blowing, sorry, fucking stuff. This is very good. And then after we meet some other people, very fascinating people, we get 8 days by site, and we make some explanation and some questions. So maybe so hi, we are Tom and Marcus, and we have a special publishing house, and we have Transition 3000, and we go to find out the cool things behind, because we have so many information from the rest of the world, from us, from other people, and we want to know, or we want to check with a very fascinating technology you spelled about. It's possible that you can check information for us, and the answer from that is no.
Okay.
This is not possible, and I do not want to do this for you. And we're thinking so, oh, something wrong with us.
It caught you by surprise, huh?
Yeah. So, and then Ed said the something, but you can learn it by yourself, and then you can do it by yourself.
Okay.
And you are very invited to come to PSI TECH in my company and learn it from myself for yourself, and make the things in your own regime.
I see. So you were like super impressed with the information you had just received from him, and then he invited you to learn it with his organization. So you must have felt
Right.
pretty lucky at that point in time.
Yeah, but super impressed, this is not correct. This is hyper impression.
Okay. It was beyond.
Yeah, this is the feeling in that time on the Dialogue with the Universe event. There will be so unbelievable things, and it was a pleasure for the mind to work with these things. So, and then 1 year later, Thomas Stankiewicz is flying to California, directly to the company PSI TECH.
I see.
And learn from Ed Dames the original method, technical remote viewing, and the 10-day training session.
I see.
So, and then we have 2 other guys. They were also by Ed Dames in Beverly Hills. Learn from Ed Dames in the same. And one guy is the guy from our earliest institute, ISFR. Yeah, this is Gunther Rathai.
Ah, Gunther. Yes.
Gunther. So, and Gunther made his training a little bit later as Thomas Stankiewicz made. And then Thomas and Gunther have time each together in the ESFR. And my first introduction to technical remote viewing, I become from Gunther Rathai.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the next months and the next 4 years, we worked as a backup team for a Dame's funny stuff and one leg in the military section, you know?
Wow.
About this rule. To this time, we are very afraid. Oh, we are the people as backup team for Ed. Yay!
Sure.
Yeah, you know?
Well, I mean, it sounds like, you're going back to 1996. So you have decades of experience, right, with remote viewing. This was the
Yeah,
beginning. This is the
this
beginning of
was the
it.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite impressive.
This is not only the impressive beginning. This is the beginning with highly potential work and highly potential things that are going on. This is not like, oh, we are sitting here in the ISFR and think, what can we make from the beginning on, the 1 second, yeah, to the end, we are completely flushed with information, with ideas, with doing outcomes, yeah, with the articles, projects, training, technical remote viewing, analyze technical remote viewing.
Excellent. Mm-hmm.
How can we give remote viewing to the people? Is there something we must fix, or is this a special way to handle the people they want to learn technical remote viewing? Yeah, and so at Dames, in this time is going on the point to go out with his information. Yeah, and at Dames is having dates and events with the coast to coast radio sending the Appel show. You know Appel? So this is in America, a human people with their own radio talk show
Mm-hmm.
about crazy things.
I see.
And in this time, Ed is going from post to post, from coast to coast, to have these interviews about his work. So, on the very fascinating thing, James told many stranger stuff. I don't want to say something about this or on this point because it's too crazy.
Okay. That would open up topics for a whole new hour of discussion
Yeah.
to explain that properly. So it
Okay.
sounds like you, Gunther, and Tom, then you are like the pioneers for TRV in Germany. Then at that point in time, there were not too many people looking at that.
Yeah, we have one guy too because the ways are splitting in the time. This is our man with the spiritual toolbox. Um, and so the Lothar Rapior, you heard the name before?
No, no.
Lothar Rapior. Yeah, we have a time each other, and then the time comes we go other direction, other ways. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are the four people. Um, okay, in your words, we did the job to bring remote viewing to Germany and then help to bring the knowledge under the people.
I see. So definitely the pioneers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too many people doing that at that time. Was this around 1996 also, or was this when did you begin teaching in Germany, um, TRV?
I personally not. The teaching goes up from, I think it was 1979.
Oh wow.
The same year I become my introduction from Gunther. And then the very fascinating thing is Ed Dames trained me also, but in the background. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Every time when Ed Dames has something new, special stuff, or a crazy idea, or so, he told, "Give it to Marcus."
Okay.
So I felt like Ed Dames personally labored, or correct spelling, laboratory read for psychic experiments and how we can do this with theory and what we can make here and the very crazy stuff like UFOs or special satellites in the around the globe. The special satellites on the way, they interact with your brain
Uh-huh.
and brainwave and with your buyer fingerprint. And we have the we have to do the work to. Adam said, "I cannot speak about because I'm secrecy man and governmental and so on. But maybe you can look. There is a pretty thing, so, and the rest is yours."
Okay,
Yeah,
he trusted that you would take this to the next level and be curious to work on it
yeah.
and come back with interesting results. Yeah,
This well, the 4 first years for us, learning and operating and knowing technical remote viewing better and better.
I see. So most of the folks who interact with IRVA, they already have some concept of what remote viewing is. But when you talk about TRV, can you give us a little bit of just kind of a high level explanation of what would RV be remote viewing, and the difference from it that makes the TRV what it is, if you don't mind.
Okay, I don't repeat things. They are even in the head from everyone, because what is remote viewing is very good explained and described by you on the IRVA or globally. But for me, remote viewing have different areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I can tell you some aspects from the areas I see,
Sure.
but not directly what is remote viewing, because remote viewing is even much more you can explain in whole sentences. And this is
Understood.
the funny thing. um, I really fast understand that remote viewing is a self-teaching tool about your existence. And then I understand that when you work with remote viewing, um, it's like training sessions for me about who am I, what I am, what is my role here in the existence, what is the reason I believe this one or not this one.
Uh-huh.
And so remote viewing becomes to be part of you when you understand that the interaction from the mind, the consciousness, and the unconsciousness have the possibility to link with cosmical informations or cosmical fields that describe as higher mind or the universal consciousness.
I see.
And then when you use remote viewing, you have the point. You can go directly in resonance with things they are in the field. I mean the field, the matrix, the bigger or new universal mind, something else. Yeah, and then you can point special information in the matrix, maybe. Yeah, and then you have a scientific. How to say? We in German we said consciousness method. Yeah, also Bewusstseinsmethode. And then I understand that we have a tool that can link us and bring us directly in resonance to this we want to describe.
Uh-huh.
But the funniest thing is we do not know what we want to describe while we are working blind on targets. So we must understand that the things we want to work on, we need to have a way to fix the target that where you want to become information from on a way your day mind, your day consciousnesses
Mm-hmm.
don't know everything about what's that. And then you can work with targets, and in really behind the target, your person is defined. Marcus Boldt asks person in general, yeah, or in the future. And then you get the special information with core enter possibility direct into the matrix. And the matrix is not a copy from all things that exist, because the matrix is the field with the source code. And when you get the point that you can read the source code uh, in the special parts from defined targets, yeah, also not target like this is will describe the mouse on Marcus' desktop. That is possible, and this is very funny, and it's great to learn, but it's not the really fascinating aspect from remote viewing. You have a method to gather information coming from the stupid thinking is outside, because it's not outside, it's inside. And remote viewing is the way to help to understand there is no outside and there is no inside. There is only all. And you can point something from the all. Yeah. Like in this bottle here, you see, yeah, we have water in it, and we have small bubbles. Yeah. So when you have the imagine that all from the water is all, we have a special enter method to get a description from every single bubble is inside and what this bubble is are.
I see. That's amazing.
Yeah, with information the coming not from our what we know about, but we know nothing. You understand? We know fucking nothing. We have a picture from some things here on Earth.
But you can use this methodology to gather very specific details about a target.
Yeah.
And TRV takes it to a level where you were mentioning the archetypes. And I guess there's a difference in the TRV approach that allows you to be maybe even more specific, or is just a method that allows you to get to that specific information?
Okay. I really be sure that the method, the whole method, yeah, is equal, I would see. Yeah. But the way you come to the point describing informations in detail are different.
I see.
And by the CRV, the controlled remote viewing, you have the first stage to make the ideogram as a spontaneous refraction and reaction about the target, about your perception from the target. It's okay.
So that's your very first connection with the target, is through an ideogram.
This is the very first impression, because when you have a target you worked on, then you know the theory from remote viewing speak about the signal line, a hypothetic connection from me or my energy system or my perception system or my everything, yeah, to the target. And this hypothetic connection called signal line,
okay,
it looks like a radio wave frequency going from the tower and receiving in the radio. You have one channel, and you have one way the information is coming from and going through. So on the signal line is the hypothetic signal coming from the matrix or the unconscious mind or the universal supermind connected to the viewer. Yeah, and the viewer becomes I say for me, and I trained like this way. We have psychoenergetic impacts into our nervous system here
I
on
see.
this point.
That's where sensory is connected to this. I see.
Yeah,
Non-local
and
sensory.
yeah, and over the psychoenergetic impact, it's maybe so you become an email from the cosmos, yeah, especially for you designed. And then the information is going into the areas in the brain there where store the information at first. So in your perception system, in your energy system, it's a nature system. It's a wholly complex system. We have maybe 31 senses
31.
and 31 senses. And these senses must be uh, going through way into the brain um, before this information can work with you or worked in the states from we must have an impression of what's going on. Yeah. And from your energy system, the psychological, the psychoenergetic impact, it's crashing the system into your system, into your mind, and this system is very nature and very harmonic. Okay, and then one point there comes an energy package.
Uh-huh.
Which must stuff in it, yeah. So your system is
It's reacting to that.
yeah, and then over this way is more complexity and powerful as described now. Then your system comes to a spontaneous body reaction,
Okay.
and in this spontaneous body reaction, you have okay. We trained this effect on written hand. But we can we can see the same effect when you are sitting on a sofa or laying on a sofa and look some TV phone and you is going to it. Yeah. Then sometimes you have you're sitting very relaxed and then oh, what was this? Yeah. You have a reaction into your nervous system, and
Uh-huh.
this reaction is a sucking, a spontaneous movement from one of your body extremities. So we can this as an outgoing way about the driven hand. So when we have a stick or in the driving hand, and we understand the progress, then this is the moment we produce the ideogram.
Uh-huh. Very good explanation.
And
Okay. Very
and
good.
yeah, yeah. And the ideogram is the first impression from our whole system. Yeah. Beginning with the impact, uh,
Mhm.
going on different mind states and brain functions, yeah, to have an impact about the harmonic energy we normally have. And then of this reaction, we produce the first time the impression, and this coming in form from an imprint on the paper. And this scrizzle, it's not a scrizzle, it's the first impression, unfiltered, from the perception to the brain directly on the paper.
So it's
And
like
this is
it's a raw sketch of data or energy information that was received through a stimulus.
directly,
Very,
yeah,
very raw.
directly,
Okay.
you know. directly, and the important thing for a coordinate remote viewing is that this information and these processes in the brain is not disturbing on any way. It's not filtered, it's not disturbed,
Okay.
it's clear. Yeah. So in coordinate remote viewing, you have the first impression called gestalt.
I see.
Gestalt. Yeah. And the gestalt is the first impression you have maybe on the psychology. Um, I have a light example for this. Yeah. When it's dark outside and I'm going on not knowing street because I'm not from here, I'm visitor.
Okay. It's a
Okay.
new place.
Yeah. And then a few meters ago, you see a metal implant into uh, the floor. It's high, and there comes a box,
Okay.
a post box in German. Yeah. But when you are not so secure person, you have the first impression from the oh, they're standing people.
Could be someone.
Yeah. And this is the direct impression from this, and this is meaning with Gestalt. And when the Gestalt is going, so maybe it's a mountain view. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we have an coordinate remote viewing. Theo is there, the specialist. Uh, we have not special gestalts coming in archetype form. The way is the opposite. Okay. On CRV, the gestalts are directly nature impressions from the target.
Okay.
When the target is the pyramid, yeah, you have the gestalt, no more. And then maybe you can get the next gestalt, but you have not a set from symbolics. They are coming combined on paper. This is the way from TRV, from technical remote viewing. And at Dames had edited the original CRV protocol to his own version.
Okay.
And this comes to the point that Ingo said, you are silly. This is not possible, what you are doing there. This is stupid. Yeah, your way is totally stupid. And then Ed says, okay, listen to me. With this version I have here, this is the direct military version. We become fast Ergebnisse. We become fast information. We are everybody. We are even in time. We know what is going on, and we have the possibility to get fast, detailed, special information about special target.
So more efficient, you felt.
You can say it more efficient. You can say it's a lighter way,
Uh-huh.
not so accurate, but there are the thinking and
Ah.
the speaking about these differences are always completely different.
And therefore, it does have some applications that would be more favorable. There are some areas or certain situations that it would have an advantage because it's lighter and because it's it's a specialized approach, I guess.
Yeah, it is special. You need not the whole time to learn TRV, as you must to invest to learn the detailed CRV training, because the CRV method is very deeper into the contact to the target. this is the difference between data and critical noise. Yeah, and the noise data equal in technical remote viewing. It's not so accurate as in coordinate remote viewing, but with the whole protocol and the tools in stage 6, it's more efficient.
Okay.
And it's very fascinating what the archetypes makes with you when you use these.
So archetypes. So tell us more about, what is, how are the archetypes then connected to this process? It feels like it's a way to create categories, right? To classify data.
Yes, for me, not fixed categories, but this is funny stuff for later, maybe. On the technical remote viewing, Ed has the question in the head, what can I do to have the first impression? In this way, I know what's going on. What is this? So we learn the archetypes like vocabularies, okay? Whenever you received something that has everything to do with water, we have the archetype water.
I see.
Yeah. Whenever you perceive something that had anything to do with land, 100% secure, this is land, then we have the land as a line. So, and whenever you receive anything that had to do with, oh, this is not nature, this is man-made, yeah,
okay,
or manipulated by humans. You have this with a 90-grade degree or 30 grades degree or 130 degree. So we have a sharpened point. And the sharpened point, it's not typical for nature because it's man-made. So this is the thinking about the archetypes. When we have energy, how we can explain energy? Energy, how we can explain energy as a symbol. The archetypes or the archetypes are the first described meaning from the entity's core. Okay. The only thing you can tell another culture with another language or another mind. Oh, it's water. Draw this line into the sand, and the other person, you mean water? Oh, okay. So this is the way the archetypes are constructed. This is the nature earliest and standing alone symbol from this one we have to do with. This is a principle from the archetype. You look in the psychology or something else, yeah. The Aborigines, when they mean water, they produce a snake in the sand. Okay, a snake had a head, but the snake in the sand is the original symbol for the Aborigines. There is water, and the water has this dynamic. Yeah, the water has this dynamic and this energy. It's flowing water. And so we have 10 original archetypes from Dames, and we have one new archetype found and included from the ISFR I worked. So and then the stage 1 from technical RV, we have a special sequence, call it EAB sequence, because the first is you produce the ideogram. And the ideogram is a combined moved line from these expressions on the target representing in the archetypes, border, land, structure, and maybe movement.
Okay. So that's the very first impression. It's going to come through that. And you can classify, you can interpret, I guess, through the archetypes. What are you looking at? Because in essence, you have a scribble on a piece of paper, but that's rich with data. But you just have to know how to extract the data out of it. Sort of interpret, and that comes from how the pen moves on the paper.
Right.
That's basically decoding the nervous impulse, let's say, that created that. Okay.
And the fascinating thing is you only have these archetypes you found on the target. You have no other. The impression from the target going into the ideogram archetype combination, you become only the archetypes representing from the target. And then when you go further, stage 2, and then maybe abstract symbolic sketch in stage 3, we marked the different aspects with what is the most impression aspect directly represented the target. And then we write directly onto these designed or sketch a T standing for target. Okay, this is the target because we have a target area, and into the target area there is the target. You have no target without target area.
I see.
And the target area is maybe 40 square kilometers, or in the American way, the correct point is that the unconscious mind is having the function to know what is the target and what not.
Wow, this is fascinating.
Yeah, and on stage 3, when we get the aspects, we can decide, okay, would we like to work with the target directly? The next time in our session up to the end, or maybe we want to have a special aspect. It's not the target, but it's maybe target relevant. Yeah, we have the target, we have target relevant aspects, and we have not target relevant aspects, maybe A, B, C, D, etc. All the aspects are building the complete impression from the target area, including the target. So this is a very fast way to find exactly what is the target and to go forward with special located aspect. Okay, this is the target, so we work on this aspect. And so we become into our head, okay, this is not so funny for perception method. We parallel work with the mind. But for the thinking from Ed to get faster experiences and faster information, special information about special target to handle this with the clients from Ed. Because Ed is the first person that used technical remote viewing into the scene and with clients, and it works perfect. So in the year, with the experience I had, is maybe 27, 28 years, you become to the point, I become to the point about the praxis that the remote viewing and controlled remote viewing in first, it's another way to describe the reality with all in, and not with these funny pictures in our head. Okay, this must be so, and we have this one, we have this one, and then when you mix it, you have coffee with milk.
Uh-huh. So
Yeah,
I think,
but
yeah, I think it because it's so raw, it filters out all of this noise of potential
yeah,
interpretation. And so you're working much closer to the ground, I guess. Maybe that's one way of saying it, as opposed to trying to decipher, uh, you know, what is something I just thought of. Was it my thoughts, or what did I pick up this thought from the environment? And is this noise? Um, is this thinking, or is this really information? Which can get pretty confusing. Basically, you go into an analytical mode that could be quite distracting. But by working with ideograms and working with the archetypes, you're just much closer to the ground. You don't have to deal with that, with the distraction.
I have wrote something about this. I have sketches and pictures from this process. Um, Technical remote viewing ideogram, the IRB sequence, and for an equal in
Mhm.
coordinate remote viewing, you have a free structure. Yeah? When you made a CRV session, you have only the format is fixed. Yeah. And the data in the following up sequence is it's totally free. Yeah, you can mix colors and dimensions to get an impression. Okay, bam. The first impression is dimensions, and then may smells or something else. And on the point from technical remote viewing, you have fixed from the point. Okay, stage 2. At first, we prescribe the textures, the colors, and so on, and the taste, the smells. What can I hear? Yeah, also hearings, temperatures.
I see.
This is in closed arrangement, so to say. Yeah, in the same arrangement, the brain is process the information, because the brain cannot process the information in all in the same time. Yeah, we have a structure. It's
I see.
going into the special from the neurobiological code. Yeah,
Hmm.
going in a special sequence, and then and really we have the 3 second time, or the 3 second rhythm. Yeah, and to go into this process, we follow the rules.
I see.
This is the idea from Adams.
There's an order.
Genau. When you have the technical remote viewing, on every point after stage 1, you have an idea. Okay, uh, this maybe is this and this and this, and you know exactly which informations are not necessary. We put them away,
Uh-huh.
and we can concentrate to the shown target information, because
Hmm.
we directly know, okay, now we are working on the target and nothing else.
And I think you just mentioned, like, you can hear, you can see, you can smell, you can sense. Those are like typical sensory, things that we're used to. But you mentioned in the past that recently that there's 31 sensory channels for the human that are known, right? So I imagine that as you progress and you perform and you do this exercises, like you said, you get to know yourself better, because maybe you can start to find signals and sensory signals that you didn't know before. Like some people say that they feel something with their gut, or they sense in their skin they can sense fear.
Yeah,
So there's just all these different ways of learning more about yourself, and over
yeah,
time you learn to trust, right?
yeah. So a small explanation about your ideas. I found, for me personally, okay, I found out that the five senses, the original five senses we're talking about, yeah, we have five senses, blah, blah, blah. This is totally bullshit. But the five senses are the only one, maybe with a sixth or seventh sense, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we know about our whole life, our day life, yeah? Because when we sleep, our senses are very limited or not, yeah.
Possible.
That is the point. When we work with a process to gather information, the first impressions, we must have a translated settings. Yeah, and on the translated setting, we can work with the information. I cannot describe other sense I do not know
Mm-hmm.
from my day consciousness. Yeah, because the awakening, the awaked mind, because the day mind. Yeah, I only have the experience with my sorry, fucking five senses. So in stage two, we use on this way all information coming from the five senses: colors, textures, sounds, temperatures, smells, blah blah blah. Yeah, and then we have the first possibility to interpret. This is a process to interpret the perception and
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. And the other ones, uh, you repeat my idea with the 31 senses, because we have 31 maybe, and then we separate the five knowing senses. What we
Yes.
have,
Yeah.
what we have. What is the point we have when we close out the normal five senses? So, and these other say senses, the rest, yeah, from 31 minus 5, these are senses are defined as a phenomenon called psi.
So they fall into that basket because I think sometimes we have our regular senses, but some days I feel like I'm in the matrix, or I feel like I'm connected to my own truth, and I feel good about myself. And
Yeah,
that's a feeling, right? You could maybe say that this is an intuition, that I have a perception that everything I'm doing is fine, that I'm working on things that I should be working on, and
yeah.
it's very clear. I think most people have felt that way, and over time repeat that same sensation, and it is there. It's hard to describe that as a sense because you cannot see or feel or touch. It's not something that's visible, right?
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
there, and we all
yeah,
felt it.
yeah,
This sensation of confidence. I feel confident.
yeah.
I am completely grounded on myself, and I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing today, right now. So yeah, I can relate to that.
Okay. The things you have spoke about it, you have the normal five sense using and experience years over years over years over years uh, into your own life. Okay. And then when we made maybe a remote viewing session, or I yeah, I followed other way to display this. Uh, when we make special experiences, so we all mean and we use the word intuition. Yeah, but what is intuition? Nobody knows what is intuition in special. Yeah, we use all the word like love. What is love? Yeah,
Hard
we
to
have
measure. Yeah.
yeah, genau. So when we use intuition as a directly connection to special information, this is only one point from the phenomenon psi. And we have more over 120 points or ideas mixed and special searched about special scientifics or philosophers or studies, anything else. And that what we need more experiences with these things. They are outside our regular five senses. And then we have a convention about these experiences. We can work with them. We don't work with things we do not know about into our daylight mind. And so all these things coming into my system, and I feel the fascinated flow. And it's all through for me. I have this flow connected with the matrix. I feel my intuition, yeah. And for my system, it's a form from wow, energy loading. What's this shit? Yeah. And maybe after this, I have special ideas. Okay, let us talk about idea. What is an idea? Yeah. What is ein developer? In German, we have the word Erfinder. Yeah. This guy who found something into the matrix.
I see.
To invent never known ideas or things. The inventor. And these processes are so combined perceptions and combined senses. So we have in our brain the possibility to receive and to produce quantum phenomena, yeah, also quantum entanglements. And then there comes the idea, okay, maybe our brain use quantum entanglements to receive consciousness.
Understood.
And
Yeah.
this is a very fascinating thing, and when you can watch all things together, we are directly on a new time, because then we are cosmic humans.
So you're touching on this concept of global consciousness. An example would be when the airplane was starting to become real. It actually popped up in multiple places at the same time. Within a few years, there were several researchers and scientists and engineers trying to figure out how to fly. And then as soon as one was able to do it, then the other ones were able to do it as well. It's like it was the time for it to happen. And those who are connected with the matrix are able to tap into that data. And then the magical thing is you transform thought data. I don't even know if you can say it's thought data, but into reality. So you materialize information that is perceived through senses, and they become a reality. So it's an amazing ability that humans have, which is to tap into this unknown, unconscious stream of data, and then create something that didn't exist before in the physical world. Yeah.
There's one important thing to understand and to say for me, because have you ever understand why we must bringing our left time of the brain into a lower level, so that the right side of the brain can grow, and so we are onto the stage to receive information. They are not there when we go into the left side of the brain. Well, the left side of the brain is the logical part. This is the brain part for our daylight mind.
I see.
And then when we have the possibility to bringing the left side of the brain into sleep, yeah, bringing the right side of the brain to grow up in a special sequence, in a special time, yeah, then we made a remote viewing session on paper. Maybe we have this effect.
Mm-hmm. Do you think, in a way, if these are, components of the human existence, if this is, if you can regulate, modulate your frequency so that you can tune in better to
Yeah.
data from the matrix,
Yeah.
would you say maybe this is an ability we have that's tied into our evolution and our survival, maybe, that we're built that way, and everyone has this ability. I think most people agree to that. Only some are more curious about it. Like you, when you were 6 years old, you mentioned that you were always curious about how does this data exchange process happens, and is there a method to this madness? And then how can I explore this as a way to know myself better? And then be a creator. It's kind of a mini god, right? You can create
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
tapping into this unconscious stream of data, and be your own,
Okay.
godlike creating things. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I have an idea what you mean. I've written one article, and in this paper it goes about the 3-second rhythm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we all humans here on Earth, we make the experience that when we are very spontaneous, yeah, maybe I have a special question, bringing on another person, and this person is absolutely not in the situation to weigh, okay, what's coming now, and it's overhand.
Mm-hmm.
You can view and you can have the experiences when you to set up a spontaneous question when the answer is coming into a frame from 3 seconds, it's most correct.
Uh-huh.
So we have the Freudscher Versprecher in German. Yeah, the Freud's effect. You say, oh, blah, blah, blah. Did you have an affair with another guy? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. The truth coming so spontaneous because your left side of the brain, the Verstand, the daylight brain,
Mm-hmm.
has not enough time
I see.
to interpret and to filter out or to lie. So in the process from the of perception is nearly the same. We have information into the consciousness, but we have to different the individual small consciousness we have,
Mm-hmm.
pretty part, and then we have a direct connection to the idea of the cloud consciousness or the super consciousness or the super mind or the universal
I see.
cosmic awareness. Yeah. And I think that we here on Earth, we use a puppet body, yeah, that must configure it to overlive here in the special area. Okay. When you walk on the moon, you must have a special, what has it in English? A special
Outfit.
outfit. Thank you. So when you want to dive deep, you must have a special outfit.
Uh-huh.
When you go out of the space shuttle in the cosmic
In space.
arrangement
Mm-hmm.
in space, yeah, you must have a special. So on the yeah, and we are perfect configured, yeah, to live here on Earth with the Earth area.
Okay.
When we had the other area, we had other constructions to make the live possible. But the mind, for me, the awareness, everywhere is the same because up to my idea, the brain is a transducer. We receive and transduce awareness and consciousness. And we have so many filter because we do not need all information from the cosmic, whatever it is, but enough to help us to live here on Earth. And the possibility is to get special information. This is for all humans is equal. But the filter and the bullshit, it's coming from outside because the media, radio, TV, the system, politics, there are so many. We are so
Well, those are influence
yeah, yeah,
machines, right?
yeah.
They want
You
to
know.
influence your decision and your perception of reality. Yeah.
So can you imagine the point we have uh, adjunct all the influations so that we can be free in thinking and in
I see.
receiving data. So the thing is, we are not free. So we need tools like remote viewing. And when we are perceiver and not influenced human, then we do not need the tools. Then we can receive pure because we are pure entities. They have a body to live here in the special area and location. And when we become up to grow with the frequency, because the frequency is the only delimiter and factor we all have to use. Yeah, the fear frequency is the lowest frequency, and the system on all things here on Earth, they want to hold us in a lower state, lower frequency. And the higher the frequency is, that the more settings and combinations and tools in our brain will be activated.
So, in a way, there's this concept that humans they have two aspects. One is we're embedded, we're like in a physical body subject to time and space, and we deal with the realities that we perceive through our senses. And then the other one is that we are multidimensional beings with access to the cosmic, information, which is our essential being. And but what you're saying is you're saying that being able to work with the frequency in order to exchange information, it's one of the fundamental aspects of being alive. Um, and you just mentioned something that's new to me, which is you assign that we have a geographic area that we are most efficient on the planet. So let's say if I was born in Latin America, but I'm living in North America right now, maybe there's a place in the world where my frequency modulation is optimal and I can block the most noise and have crystal clear access to this data that is essential for my being, I guess.
Yeah, there are some ways to do nearly these. From the idea, there must be a special place on Earth. Yeah, some remote viewers call this place a secret place.
Uh-huh.
You can overlive atomic war or something bullshit. whatever there comes. Yeah, and looking from the higher area, from the secret place, we have a special mean place, a place where we want to be free. This is an old wish from the humankind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all want to have this place. We can absolutely being free with every stressed factors are leaving outside. Okay,
Okay.
but the way from the frequency and from the blocking all stress factors is not the complete it's not the complete seeing what frequency is.
That is another topic that is it's worth
Okay,
digging into. Yeah, what
you
is
need
frequency? Yes.
okay, you need the stress, yeah, to develop the special frequency for you, yeah, that you have high growing, high special frequencies. But these frequencies you developed for you are these frequencies like a shield for the lower frequencies and
Mm-hmm.
the impacts from the outside.
So would you
Yeah,
say that every person has a range that they
yeah,
can bring the frequency up to a level and then down, and then as they evolve, they can expand on that range, and then
yeah.
by comparison they can decipher, I guess, better. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the complicated stuff you can ever have,
Yes.
bringing your frequency up or down.
Yeah.
And we found out that the spontaneous point where these frequencies are exploding in the higher direction, so, yeah, it's enormous stress when it's going over your life. Then the frequency is exploding up, yeah, and then you are in the state from the higher focused, higher concentrated mind, and then you are influenced uh, about, and now it comes the point for me, about resonance. And when you're going into the highest resonance, you become the highest frequencies, because the higher frequencies means the highest information stream. Highest information stream is analog to frequency.
Okay. Okay. So maybe some people have said that individuals who had a hard time when they were very young, or had some experiences where were very dramatic in their life, and they had to learn how to survive, that they actually, even some cases where people say they were abducted by UFOs and such, um, that that they actually have the ability to bring their resonance to a higher level, and have
Okay.
even tapped into telepathy, or visions, all sorts of extrasensory experiences that maybe folks who had a more normal life don't really relate to that.
This is the very big question. Uh, you can think about this question by yourself. It's very interesting. Are the things and the stress coming from outside? Um, is this stress that make the frequency growing up uh,
Mm-hmm.
as an explosion, or have the people the own inner possibility uh, to work with the frequencies on like a radio station, yeah,
Yeah,
or a TV station? You shift the senders, and they're all okay. This is the channel I want to see.
I
These
see.
are totally different parts.
Yes, so it could be a personal experience.
Or personal skill. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see. Very
So,
good.
and the stress factors and the situations we must bam, have the resonance and to go explosion mind mäßig into the highest state are the wish from the nature. So hey, look at this. You have other possibilities, and now you are in the fucking situation and you are working better as before. Think about it. This is the way from the nature, because otherwise we do not have the meeting and the meeting settings to go in the
I
higher
see.
frequency.
No,
So we must have outside implosions,
Mm-hmm.
and the normal type of man, they don't believe, so don't care, and that means these persons are never made these experiences because
It's
it's not interesting. Never cares. Well, I'm here. Must go to work, and I kill you. Leave me with this.
so it's part of the a personal evolution path. I see. Very
So
good.
this is the same way Buddha find out that the way of the humankind, the highest resolution is the light, the fear, because this is the point. The humans are getting this the most focus.
That's an amazing. These are amazing thoughts that I have to say. The average person I talk to on the streets and places where I go around, a lot of people don't stop and talk about this. These are very specific topics. Um, would this be part of? I understand you have workshops, you have courses in German through an organization that you drive. Are these the types of discussions you have on those courses, or you pretty much focus on the methodology of TRV?
Okay, the first is to answer the question shortly. I have the nearest nearby original technical remote viewing training with 28 years experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have I have uh, some different areas. Yeah, we have the basic, the beginner, the advanced, and so on. And on the other end, we have the profiler. So in the first two or three parts, the basic, beginner, and advanced, we have nearly only TRV stuff. Yeah, to going professional in the TRV. And then we have the possibility to make the graduate. The graduate is also the guerrilla lesson, yeah, to demonstrate that you are an information guerrilla and fixed all problems, because we have non-really targets and
Mm-hmm.
we have really targets. And as a good remote viewer, you must to deceive the you must to have the uh, possibility to cut the unreal from the real target, because the unreal target is uh, the last days of the Earth. Yeah, because we have the Berliner boys, they are receiving the catastrophicalst event on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then uh, the guys describe perfectly the things going on. It's very mind blowing. And then when you make this sure and serious, you have other questions between. Yeah, because when I want to know the Earth is whole, then I cannot make sessions about the whole Earth. Then you become whole Earth theory. but the theory is not real. Then when you want to know this, you must have a fixed point on Earth, and then when you on the target in the flow and you can describe this point, you make a movement exercise, maybe, yeah, maybe 50 kilometers under the point.
Mm-hmm.
What can you receive? So
Okay.
you made the Earth ball like a Schweizer Käse with holes, yeah,
Yes.
and the holes going through the Earth are different perspectives from viewings. And then after this work, you have an impression, the Earth is whole or not.
Uh,
So with the thinking, we go up into the other areas to describe things we describe and discuss today.
I see. Okay. And then if people want to know more about the work you do and engage with you on courses, what should they do, or how do people reach out to you? Uh,
Okay, my name is not so unknown as I think. You can directly connect me over the IRFA of email address of the IRFA or directly over the you said company. There is also a possibility to write direct over the contact formula or to write an email or telephone. We make a telephone, maybe a Zoom call, yeah, with
oh,
direct.
excellent. Hmm.
We can I can meet the person, know the persons about the first look, yeah, you know the spelling. And then maybe it's up to the people to make more or not. This is
Uh-huh.
the thing from the interest coming from the people. And then when the interest from the people is high enough, and the people understand that we have here a special event. It's not like drinking beer on the München Oktoberfest. Yeah. It's very mind-blowing stuff, and you learn things for your life. Then we can make a contract or something else and going deeper.
I see.
So, and on the work from the trainees, the possibility to go in the next area always is open.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, this this discussions, they can go on for hours. We covered a good amount, and kind of took some time to understand a little bit more, kind of how we're built, right? This was just definitely a bit of a dive into who we are and what we're made of, and how do we operate in connection, with our goals in life, I guess. Um, Great stuff, great conversation. I wanted to continue and do a
Yeah.
follow up, but we've gone over maybe almost a little shy of 2 hours on this call, and I really enjoyed talking to you. Um,
Thank you.
I think we should have a follow up, and maybe do a few others with other CSI leaders. So with Gunther, you mentioned that you worked with Gunther in the past, and I'll probably do a follow up with him. But it's been a pleasure talking to you. Um, Obviously, IRVA is very closely working with CSI leaders like Marcus in Europe, and we're thinking about potentially having an on-the-ground conference in Germany to unite, the leaders from the RV community and also everybody else who is curious. And Marcus, I think that you began the call by saying that you were a curious kid around 6 years old, trying to understand. Life, and I think you have retained that curiosity through the years, because you remained quite open to learning. uh,
Yeah, sometimes I will say it's not up to me that only these things have a point to make the exercises with this from the 6-year-old child. Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
I must live with this, and I think I have a good point today. Yeah, into the year 2025, but in the years before, I come not out with this information. This is so. Should I not? So, but now is the time. I take my informations, having in the database. I wrote some articles. I told you, have a database over full with articles, and now it's the point to bring them out. And when you people outside there have the highly interest, maybe you are uh, going onto the website under the part article, and there you can have more impressions.
I see something. Very good. So, very nice. Again, thank you for the time for this call. For folks who have been watching this session, I will put all of the contacts and ways that you can follow up on Marcus' work in the description of this video, and we welcome comments. And we look forward to connect anyone who wants to work with Marcus on new projects or new ideas. So, thanks again for this call, and
Thank you, Luciano.
we look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. Take care.
Very nice. Thanks for that.